a lot last year. You know, when we go small, it makes it a lot easier for us to switch everything, you know, and we play a little faster. So we just try to see what's working throughout the game.
What was the question?
I feel like when you would center 4 yards around, you just kind of an answer with the lineup they've been starting with.
I don't know if it's necessarily an answer. It's just an option we go with, see how it works with the matchups. If Clint's playing well, we want Clint to be in there. If he can sit on the guard out there on the perimeter and rebound and finish, we want Clint to be out there as much as possible. But, you know, it's an option. We got a lot of options.
Chris, back over here. You've seen it from PJ all year, but can you describe sort of his impact when he's winning 50-50 balls, getting to rebounds, and what that does when these two teams are so closely matched?
We always talk about Will. I mean, people do, and I can see Tuck a lot of times because I'm on the wing or the corner, and I can see him and another guy going after the ball, and you just see it. It's just a difference, you know, when he dives on the floor or whatnot. I told Tuck I was trying to be like him towards the end. I got a couple offensive rebounds. You know what I mean? But
yeah, that's the highest I've seen you jump in a while.
Relax.
You got up on that. It's your birthday.
Be cool.
It's your birthday.
Be cool. I don't know. Like we always say, that energy fuels everybody else. You know what I mean? Just like when Gordon hits a three or somebody gets a big rebound, I think it energizes our whole team.
Me. So last 8 seconds, they cut it to 3. KD gets an open look. Steph gets a rebound. Walk me through those 8 seconds for you guys. What was that like?
They long. They long. You know what I mean? I think, you know, we happy we came out with the win, but once again, they got a clean look. You know, last game, game 3, KD got fouled on that same shot, and then we gave him a butt-naked look. Then Steph got a clean look. So, yeah, we won the game, but we got to be better. We understand that. You know, going back to the Bay, they probably not going to miss those shots. So,
PJ, how big do you think the way y'all played so physical these past couple of games has led to the victories?
A big part. We Chris talked about it at the end, but we got to be better on the road. You know, we got to be more physical. You know, we got to impose our will more. You know, the first 2 games wasn't us. You know, we had chances to win those games, but we didn't play our brand basketball for the whole game. You know, we stepped it up at home and we played okay and we got some wins, but we got to be better. We got to be more aggressive. You know, even when they score, we got to get the ball out quicker, get it down court faster, you know, and play faster the entire game. So, you know, we got to pick it up.
So many open looks at threes these last 2 games, especially tonight. What changed from the first couple games and then really the last 4 games of last year's series to where you're getting this number of good looks?
for who, us or them?
Yes, for you.
I think it's pace. Me and Tuck talked about it. Obviously, we looked at some of the film from last year, but it's just pace, make or miss. You know, we got to push the ball, and that's what I know I try to made a conscious effort to do. You know, when you got guys like Austin, you got Eric, you know, if we get the ball out quick and kick it up to them, I don't care what the matchups are, they're tough. They're tough. You know, we know we're an ISO team also, but at the same time, if we get the ball up the court and put pressure on them, then that's when we're at our best.
They putting pressure on us. You know, they're doing it. They're getting
Right.
it out. They're pushing it. So it's tough to get back on defense, have to guard that. You know, Steph come down and he hit a 3. Now if we turn around, take it out quick and turn right back and go right back at him, that's hard. I don't care who it is. Especially you got to come back and guard Eric Gordon. You got to take him off the 3 and keep him from going to the rim. It's tough. And it's tough to load up because we got guys that can shoot on the weak side. So that's something we didn't do as much in the first game, in the second game. But we got to get the ball at the net, push it back at them, and get our shots off and attack them.
PJ to your left. 2 nights ago, you made it very clear what you wanted to see tonight. You wanted to see more aggressiveness, more intensity. Was this the kind of thing that you were looking
like
for?
that? You like that question? You asked me like 3 times.
I think only 2.
Dog, you can ask me that. We can win and play as good as we can play, and I'll still say we got to be more aggressive. We got to be more intense. Because if you look at the game, we're going to look at the film. We took plays off where we didn't have it, and those can be the plays that can be the difference of the game. They got hot at the end. KD made some tough wins. Steph, well, they're not even tough. Those are shots they make every night, and we weren't there, and we let up. So, all right, we weren't intense. So I'm going to tell you right now, we got to be more intense next game.
for PJ and Chris, how would you describe Harden's drive right now and his intensity, his desire to win at the highest level?
It's up there with ours. You know what I mean? We all got that same that will, and James is tough, man. Like we said, to see how much better he's gotten year after year. You know, he hits big shot after big shot. You know, every night. You know, he don't take no nights off, and like I always say, you know, fans, kids, and all, they don't get a chance to see the work that's been put in. You know, so when everybody oohs and ahs at them step backs, you know, we used to it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a tough shot, it's a tough move, but if you practice it, then it's what you do.
Right. I think that's what makes our team good. You know, everybody does their job.
Right.
Everybody's intense in their own way and do their own job. James does what he does. Chris does what he does. Eric does what he does, and that's what makes us us. That's why we're a pretty good team, and we're tough. You know, everybody's tough and everybody's competitive. Everybody wants to win. So as long as we all do our job, you know, we'll be us. And James does that every night.
Can both of you guys just talk about what it's like to be in a series like this, playing this level of basketball? You know, series tied 2-2. Both teams say they can play better, but just what it's like to play in a series like this.
It's fun. It's fun, man. It's a dogfight. You know what I mean? It's intense. Every possession matters, and I think it brings out the best in you. You know what I mean? You know, the series is always going to be the banging, the talking, all that different type stuff, but you know, it's fun when you get a chance, especially if you love to hoop. Like Tuck talk about it all the time. Like Tuck always want to stay on KD, but I'd be happy when my man set a screen and I get to switch on him. You know what I mean? Like if you love to hoop, then you want that challenge of trying to stop, you know, some of the best players to ever play. You know, so whatever. You better check the tape.
Full blown argument.
Whatever.
Full blown argument because I
Whatever.
switched that way.
All right.
Like, we got in a full blown argument on the bench. So you're right.
Right.
Like, it's that competitiveness,
Right.
and that's what makes us good. Like, you know, and I'm sure they're the same way. Like, it's that it breeds competition. It just, I mean, Katie said after the game, he's like, yo, this is crazy. It's fun. Like,
It's fun. And I'm glad people getting a chance to see it front and center, especially like a guy like Tuck. You know what I mean? All the, you know, commercials and all the stuff like that, it ain't about guys that defend. You know what I mean? It's about guys that make shots and dunk and stuff like that. But that's basketball, what he doing. You know what I mean? That's work. You know, both ends of the court. And so I'm glad people getting a chance to see front and center that it ain't just all offense, that you can be, you know, a star in your role guarding. And that's what he does every night. So, yeah, appreciate it.
might be the nicest thing you ever said about it, man.
Y'all, look, everybody on both sides, and I think there's certainly a high respect level for the competition. Talk about how tight it's been. Once again, sitting here, even though Draymond said on the Warriors end they feel much better than they did after Game 4 last year. But James Harden also probably looks and feels much better after Game 4 this year. Here's the Beard after another big night in a win.
James, how much does your past playoff experience, everything you've learned, been through, drive you in games like this, especially these last two games, knowing you guys had to win both of these games and the team needed the best from you and all your teammates?
Well, we talked about it that, you know, after the first two games, they did what they were supposed to do. And now we get an opportunity to go back home and do what we're supposed to do, and we did that. So it's best out of three, and whoever can get a road win. For us, it was being aggressive. I think our mentality changed, especially after Game 2. Be more aggressive on both ends of the ball, defensively, making sure that everything that they get wasn't easy. They still got a lot of offensive rebounds and miss a lot of open shots, but we did also. So it's. I mean, I think both teams were fighting, and you got tired legs. You got guys playing a lot of minutes, and it's whoever can make the plays.
Mr. Harden, can you talk about PJ's play tonight? I know he had 17 points, but this is his third straight game with 10-plus rebounds.
I mean, that's what he does. He plays his butt off every possession, and his talent is playing hard. So he brings that every night. There's no we expect that from him. there's no letdowns from what he brings to the game, and so we can count on that every night. And tonight he made some big shots.
You guys are in the smaller lineup with 5 shooters on the floor together. What does that do for your options to drive, even without a screen or without a switch?
It just varies. You know, sometimes, through that small lineup, we got to make sure we're smart about when we're cutting and when we're setting screens, and when guys or shooters are ready to shoot. You know, and so they do a good job of loading up, and sometimes we can get them early in transition and try to get to the basket, but for the most part, they do a really good job, especially, you know, Draymond and KD, of loading up and try to, you know, contest shots at the rim. So as I'm driving, my head is up, and I'm looking for those guys and looking for the rim protection. And if I don't see it, I go finish. But if not, I kick the ball out, and guys are ready to shoot.
Golden State talked a lot about how physical you guys are. How much pride does the team take in being physical and being tough and just kind of out-toughing the other team?
Well, it's not. I mean, obviously it's the playoffs, so the physicality increases. But when you're dealing with these guys, you know, if you let Clay and Steph run around and shoot threes, like, you don't got no chance. So the only chance we have is to be into their bodies and make every shot that they take contested. That's what it is. And obviously we know they're going to make some tough shots. Katie's going to make some tough shots, but we can't get discouraged. We got to take the ball out and go back at them.
James, how would you assess your three-point defense as a team throughout this entire series?
It's been solid. I think they've missed a lot of shots. Offensive rebounds, we got to do a better job of rebounding the basketball. Like, they got a lot of offensive rebounds opportunities and missed threes. Like, I can remember Katie had one and Steph just had one. So we got to do an unbelievable job of rebounding the basketball. Like, I think if we're very good on our switches and we rebound the basketball, they don't get threes off. But if we mess up and they get threes off and we don't rebound the basketball to get more threes off, then it's going to make it difficult for us.
James, does momentum mean anything in this series?
I hope so. I hope we have it. Nah, man, you got two teams that are battling, that are just, every possession is a fight. Every possession is a fight. Like, defensively, we're not trying to make mistakes. Defensively, they're not trying to make mistakes. They're not trying to give up threes. We're not trying to give up threes. Like, it's every possession. It's whoever can, you know, round up the most stops in a row and offensively get going. Like, I think in that third quarter we did a really good job of getting stops and pushing the lead up to 17. But then in the fourth, we couldn't really score. And I mean, they had 24 points. They couldn't really score. So I don't know. That's what it's about.
And you missed the free throw.
Why you want to bring that up? I got to make that. But luckily, they missed the shot. We got a rebound and Chris made one, so he saved me.
James, Austin Rivers had 10 points and 6 rebounds coming off the bench. Can you just talk about the confidence you guys have in Austin coming off the bench and what he does to the team when he's on the floor?
He's a warrior. Like, he don't care. He's going to play his butt off. Like, he's not scared of anybody on the court. He's going to take the big shot. He's going to guard whoever on the court, whether it's the biggest guy or the smallest guy. That's the type of players you want to go to war with in the postseason. And so he comes into the game with that edge. And we look for him to be aggressive and take his shots, and he's been doing that. Even getting to the basket, trying to finish. He brings it on both ends of the floor, and he's been huge for us in this series and in the postseason.
James, to your left, it's been nearly a week since you had the eye injury. It still looks very red. Is it still bothering you at all, or does it just look
it just looks crazy. It just looks crazy, but it's getting better. I'm able to run around and see what I'm doing, so that's all that matters. Doctor said it would probably be a couple more days or maybe another week before it clears out, so as long as I can keep putting my eye drops in and I don't feel any pain or any soreness in my eye, it should be good.
James, the offense really was flowing for you guys in the second and third quarter. You mentioned heavy minutes and whatnot. What do you think happened that made scoring so difficult down the stretch?
Nothing. They everything tightened up in the fourth quarter. So, we went through a stretch where we couldn't score. They went through a stretch where Draymond got a couple layups, but other than that, they really couldn't score either. 24 points defensively against anybody is a great quarter, but against the Warriors is even better. So. We only had 19, but luckily we gave ourselves a cushion in that third quarter to sustain it. That's what it's about.
After the first two games, James, did you make an effort to try and be maybe a little more efficient in games 3 and 4, or attack more, be a little more aggressive at times on your home court?
I'm always trying to be efficient. The first game, there was a lot of shots threes where I got fouled on and it wasn't called, so it might look like I wasn't efficient. Second game, I couldn't see. So I'm always trying to be efficient. I'm always trying to score the basketball. Most shots are going to be tougher than others, but for the most part, I work on those tough shots. So just continue to be aggressive, take my shots, and like I said, like I always say, you'll live with the results as long as you put the work in.
Last question, please. And James, in the last few years since the Warriors started winning, they seem to put together runs and take teams out. They haven't been able to do that to you guys the last couple of seasons, last year and then this year. Is it a mental toughness to be able to withstand them making 30-footers and KD doing what he does?
Yeah, and most teams can't go back at them. Most teams don't have the personnel to compete with them defensively and then offensively go back at them. So that's all we're doing. Like we know what's at stake. We know who we're playing against. We're not gonna let up. Like we're gonna keep coming at you until the end of the game. So like I said, every possession is gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a battle, and we got to get ready for Game 5.
Rockets even things up. Warriors hoping for even better shooting from 3. Didn't go well tonight. Steph, 4 of 14 beyond the arc. We'll hear from him to wrap it up.
Would you care for